Hi everyone, welcome to Business English Podcast. I'm Tom.
Mary.
Today, we're discussing why it's tough to find the right English words sometimes, especially in business contexts.
This episode will help everyone speak more naturally, build confidence, and learn some practical tips for smoother communication. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel.
First, we'll explain what makes word selection so challenging. Then, we'll share real-world examples and practical strategies.
Finally, we'll wrap up with a brief English lesson so everyone can practice new expressions right away and boost fluency.
Alright, let's dive into our main topic. Why people struggle to find the right English words. Honestly, it happens even to advanced learners who know plenty of vocabulary, yet freeze in real situations.
Yes, it can be frustrating. You might have studied hard, memorized phrases, or drilled grammar, but then your mind goes blank when you need a perfect phrase in a business meeting or an email.
Exactly. One key reason is that our brains prefer to rely on habits. If we haven't built strong speaking habits, we hesitate, even if we technically know the words. It's like driving without practicing on real roads.
That's so true. Another big factor is anxiety. When we worry about making mistakes or sounding unprofessional, we can freeze up. In business contexts, there's added pressure to be perfect, and that tension slows our recall.
Well, research shows that high-stakes situations make it harder to retrieve words quickly. And in recent years, more global companies expect employees to speak fluent English, so the stakes are even higher now.
Exactly. For instance, many international firms hold virtual conferences. If you can't express yourself promptly, it might seem unprepared. People have lost deals or faced misunderstandings just because they couldn't find that ideal phrase on the spot.
These days, strong English skills aren't just nice to have, they're essential. If you can't communicate smoothly, you risk looking less competent, which impacts career growth and even your company's reputation.
One major challenge is bridging that gap between knowing and doing. We often know the vocabulary for a project update, but we get stuck or repeat words like thing because we lack active recall practice.
So basically, people struggle if they only study passively. If you just watch videos or read textbooks, you won't master quick responses under real pressure. Genuine fluency needs consistent speaking, listening, and writing in authentic contexts.
There's also the issue of cultural nuance. Sometimes we know the literal words, but we're not sure how they fit the situation. And true. If you use overly direct language, you might sound rude without meaning to.
Exactly. In some regions, being too blunt could harm relationships. In others, being too vague can appear weak. You see, it's not just about grammar, but knowing which expressions suit the context and convey your intent clearly.
Let me see. Another reason is that business English often uses jargon or industry-specific terms. If you're not familiar with phrases like touch base or circle back, you'll struggle to keep up in meetings.
Yes, and these buzzwords evolve. Like nowadays, we hear people say things like ping me or take this offline, which can sound confusing if you haven't encountered them. Keeping current with modern expressions is key.
By the way, technology helps but sometimes confuses us too. Translation apps or autocorrect might give awkward suggestions. If we rely too heavily on them, we never build the internal muscle to find words ourselves.
Alright, so to summarize, people struggle because of habit gaps, anxiety, cultural nuances, evolving jargon, and over-reliance on tools. Overcoming these issues requires deliberate practice, exposure to real-world English, and a mindset open to mistakes.
Well, to dig deeper, let's discuss how effective communication skills shape a career. Companies look for employees who can articulate ideas smoothly. In many global organizations, promotions often hinge on your ability to persuade in English.
You see, if you can't advocate for your projects or present your findings confidently, others might overlook you. There are real cases where talented professionals missed leadership opportunities because they hesitated to speak up in English.
Exactly. In one multinational tech firm, an engineer had amazing ideas but never joined discussions. The team assumed a lack of interest. Later, they realized this person felt insecure about word choice and feared being judged.
Yes, and the impact can be huge. Once management understood the issue, they offered targeted English coaching. After that, the engineer's confidence soared, more ideas got shared, and eventually a promotion happened. That's the power of fluency.
Let me see. We should also note that being fluent doesn't mean you never make mistakes. It's about communicating effectively, adjusting your tone, and making sure the message is clear enough to spark action or understanding.
Exactly. Native speakers slip up too, but they keep going. Fluency is about speed and confidence in delivering your ideas. If you pause endlessly, your audience gets restless. So practicing quick recall is crucial for real-world business.
So basically, this topic is important because modern professionals need to collaborate globally. Whether you're on a small remote team or in a huge corporation, you'll encounter English as the primary communication tool.
And if you can't find words fast, you might miss your chance to showcase expertise. That's why building fluency is more than just grammar rules. It's about readiness, confidence, and connecting with people across cultures.
It's interesting to see how technology also pushes us to be concise. For instance, Slack messages or short emails need punchy language. Finding the exact words can amplify your professional image online too.
Well, in many best practice guides, clarity is the top priority. Companies like Amazon even train employees to write crisp, direct memos. Choosing the right words is a skill that sets effective communicators apart from the rest.
Basically, the main point is that real fluency gives you freedom to express any idea at any moment. Without it, you're stuck fumbling for words, and that hesitation can cost you credibility in a fast-paced business environment.
Exactly. All right, let's move forward and explore solutions. We know why people struggle, and we see how crucial fluency is. Next, we'll share practical tips for developing that active command of English in everyday life.
Let's not forget to talk about building a strong mindset too. If you view mistakes as learning opportunities rather than failures, you'll grow faster. Fear blocks fluency more than any lack of vocabulary.
That's right. Adopting a positive attitude can help you experiment with new phrases and push yourself further. We'll dive deeper into that in our practical tips segment, which is coming up now.
Yes, let's shift gears and provide some concrete methods, examples, and habits that listeners can apply right away to become more fluent. Stay tuned for practical steps to overcome those word-finding hurdles.
All right, welcome to our practical tips segment. We'll talk about specific actions to transform that passive knowledge into active fluency, focusing on daily habits and strategies that really work.
First, try shadowing exercises. Watch a business video or podcast, then repeat sentences with the same intonation. This builds muscle memory for phrasing and helps you internalize natural sentence structures.
Exactly. Shadowing is great for polishing pronunciation and rhythm. Let me see. Even 10 minutes a day can have a big impact. Focus on picking up not just words, but the flow and tone.
Next, record yourself giving short business updates. Actually, pretend you're summarizing a meeting agenda or pitching a product. Listen to your recording, note any awkward pauses, and identify spots where you stumbled.
So basically, that self-assessment is vital. Many people don't realize how often they say, or like. Recording reveals patterns, helping you replace filler words with more precise expressions.
And it ties back to building confidence, too. If you repeatedly practice a presentation out loud, you'll be less likely to freeze up in a real meeting. Practice in a safe environment to conquer anxiety.
Exactly. Another tip is to expand your business vocabulary strategically. You see, focus on common phrases used in emails or reports, like, please find attached, or appreciate your feedback. Build a personal glossary.
Yes, and keep that glossary on your phone or notebook. So basically, whenever you hear a new term, jot it down. Then review it regularly. If you don't revisit new words, they slip away fast.
Also consider joining a business English meetup or online group. Interacting with others who share similar goals keeps you accountable. In a live setting, you'll learn to respond spontaneously, which is crucial for fluency.
Yes, that real-time interaction builds quick thinking. Reading is fine, but actual conversations force you to choose words fast. And if you make mistakes, you can quickly learn the correct phrase from your peers.
Basically, another method is to practice paraphrasing. Take a complex business concept, then explain it in simpler terms. This helps you develop flexibility with words, so you won't be stuck if you forget one expression.
All right, here's a useful technique. Read a short article, then close it and summarize aloud. This tests your active recall. If you can do that consistently, you'll train yourself to find the right words faster.
By the way, consider using apps that prompt conversation topics. There are language exchange tools where you can pair up with native speakers. Just be sure the topics are business related if that's your main goal.
It's not enough to chat about hobbies if you need to master finance or marketing terms. So basically, tailor your practice content to match the industry jargon you'll encounter at work.
Exactly. Another tip is spaced repetition. Tools like Anki or Quizlet help you review vocab at optimal intervals. That way, those words stick in your long-term memory, and you can recall them faster in conversation.
Yes, repetition is crucial. Let me see, some experts recommend daily micro-learning sessions. 5 or 10 minutes here and there can be more effective than cramming for hours once a week.
Well, another best practice is to engage with high-quality content, like reputable business articles or top-notch podcasts. Basically, if you input good language, you'll output better language.
Exactly. Don't get stuck with low-level or random materials. If your goal is boardroom-level discussions, study how executives talk. You can watch interviews of successful CEOs and note down useful expressions and structures.
All right, so let's talk about modern trends. Some people use AI-based tools to practice. For example, speech recognition apps that give feedback on pronunciation or clarity. It's like having a private tutor 24/7.
Yes, that technology can be a game changer, especially for busy professionals. You see, you can run through scenarios in your spare time, refining your speech patterns and picking up on mistakes you never noticed.
Let me see, we should also address mindset again. People often overlook the role of self-talk. If you constantly say, "I'll never be fluent," that negativity shapes your performance. Speak to yourself with encouragement.
Exactly. Try affirmations like, "I'm improving every day," or "Mistakes help me learn." That might sound cheesy, but it builds resilience. Business communication is tough, so a strong mindset really matters.
So basically, to recap, shadowing, self-recording, joining groups, paraphrasing, spaced repetition, targeted vocabulary, high-quality input, AI tools, and a positive mindset. Mix and match these methods to find what fits your schedule and learning style.
Yes, consistency is key. Don't try each tip once and expect miracles. Think of it like going to the gym. You don't build muscles overnight. Regular practice, even in small doses, leads to noticeable progress.
All right, that covers our practical tips. Next, we'll provide an English lesson based on some key words and idioms we mentioned. Stick around, because applying these terms will boost your fluency fast. Welcome to our English lesson. Let's spotlight 5 terms we used: circle back, overlook, mindset, paraphrase, and fumbles. We'll define them, share examples, and give tips for practical use in business.
So basically, circle back is a common phrase in corporate emails. It means to return to a topic later. For example, "Let's circle back on the budget issue tomorrow." It's used to postpone or revisit discussions.
Exactly. It sounds casual, but is extremely common in business. You see, it's a polite way to say, "We can't handle this right now, but we'll handle it soon." Use it to keep things organized and professional.
Now let's look at overlook. It means to fail to notice something important. For instance, "We overlooked a key detail in the contract and book." It implies that someone missed or ignored an issue unintentionally.
Yes, it's commonly used in reports or status updates. Like, "We can't overlook the competitor's new product." Use it to highlight something that needs more attention. It's more formal than missed, but still clear.
All right, next is mindset. Basically, it refers to your set of attitudes or the way you think. For instance, a growth mindset allows you to embrace challenges. It's often used when discussing motivation or team culture.
So basically, you'll hear mindset in leadership seminars. It's about how your beliefs shape your actions. A positive mindset means you view problems as solvable. A fixed mindset suggests you see abilities as unchangeable.
Now, paraphrase means to reword something in your own style without changing the main point. For example, let me paraphrase our client's feedback. It's crucial for confirming you understand someone else's message accurately.
Paraphrasing is especially useful in meetings. It shows active listening. Like, "If I understand correctly, You're suggesting we revise the timeline? That clarifies any confusion on the spot.
And finally, fumble means to handle something clumsily or make a mistake while doing it. In a business context, you might say, I fumbled my presentation when I lost my train of thought.
Exactly. It implies a lack of smooth execution. If someone says, he fumbled the product launch, it means there was a major misstep. Use it to emphasize mistakes in delivery or coordination.
So basically, those are our 5 terms: circle back, overlook, mindset, paraphrase, and fumble. Try using them in emails or meetings this week, and watch your business English skills grow.
Let me see if we can expand a bit on circle back. It's often used in project management settings. For example, we'll circle back after gathering more data, which signals a pause until more information is available.
And regarding mindset, you can say, her proactive mindset made the campaign succeed. That means her approach to problems was proactive, not reactive. In business, mindset often correlates with how teams innovate or adapt.
Yes, exactly. Also, overlook can have serious consequences. Like, we overlooked the client's main request and now they're unhappy. It conveys that you missed something critical you shouldn't have missed.
Well, paraphrase is great for double-checking comprehension. For example, let me paraphrase to ensure we're aligned. That fosters clarity, which is vital in cross-cultural teams where miscommunication can happen easily.
And fumble captures the idea of an embarrassing slip. If you say, I fumbled the Q&A session, you imply you stumbled over answers or lost your train of thought, leading to a clumsy impression.
So basically, practicing these terms in a variety of contexts will help you remember them. Write them in your journal, use them in your next email, or drop them into a conversation. That's the best way to solidify.
All right, we've covered a lot today. We talked about why people struggle to find the right English words, explored real-world examples, and highlighted how a lack of fluency can impact careers in global business.
Exactly. Then we shared practical tips: shadowing, self-recording, joining groups, paraphrasing, spaced repetition, targeted vocab learning, high-quality input, AI tools, and a healthy mindset. Each approach aims to transform passive knowledge into active fluency.
And we finished with an English lesson on 5 key terms: circle back, overlook, mindset, paraphrase, and fumble. We explained their meanings, usage, and provided examples for real business scenarios.
So basically, if you want to improve your business English, combine these strategies. Practice daily, speak up whenever you can, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you build genuine confidence.
Let me see. One takeaway is that mistakes are part of the process. In fact, they're how we grow. If you hesitate or fumble sometimes, don't worry, just learn from it and move on.
We hope this podcast gives you fresh motivation. Improving fluency doesn't happen overnight, but with steady practice, you'll see real progress. Plus, your career prospects widen when you can communicate effortlessly in English.
Exactly. Reflect on the tips we discussed and keep building your vocabulary, practicing pronunciation, and developing a strong mindset. Over time, you'll notice that you can find the right words more smoothly.
So basically, we also encourage you to circle back to this podcast. You can paraphrase our points or summarize them to practice active recall. Share what you learned with a friend or colleague too.
Let me see. Reviewing helps cement new insights. If you'd like more resources, feel free to check out our earlier episodes on specific business scenarios, like negotiation or email etiquette.
And remember, focus on progress over perfection. Actually, even seasoned professionals expand their vocabulary or refine their speaking style. The business world keeps evolving, so continuous learning is the name of the game.
All right, as we wrap up, thanks for tuning in to our Business English podcast. We hope these insights boost your confidence and help you overcome those word-finding challenges. Stick with us for more practical content.
Yes, and if you found this helpful, please like the video and subscribe. We truly appreciate your support. Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and stay confident in your journey toward English fluency.
Take care, everyone, and see you in the next episode. Keep those words flowing.